I'm just going to roll right into why we feel that you should buy your beef directly from the farmer, or buy your beef locally. Um, Now, the word local makes us definitely think about a place right down the street, right? When we talk about buying your beef direct from the farmer, that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to come from the farmer right down the street. Now, there's benefits of buying locally. Don't get me wrong. If you're in an area that there is a lot of beef producers and you can find a local producer that raises the product that you want, by all means, go right down the road and buy it from him. We love that. That is a huge part of what we do is creating a community of people locally to us that are really passionate about what we do and like our product and want to continue to support us in our first generation ranching journey. And so we love that aspect of it. We love the true local side of things where we have people that we know and love and that are part of our community that come and buy their beef from us, and we get to be kind of a part of their life and a part of their family and a part of their dinner table, right? So we love that about being local. The other side, though, buying your beef direct from the farmer does not mean that it has to be local. So there are what's really cool and what we feel is so awesome about this industry right now is that there's this huge push towards people knowing where their food comes from, right? And part of that is there's been a lot of people that have been starting to take their product to market in a unique way by using online platforms and creating websites that we can sell our beef online to people all across the country, and we can ship our frozen beef anywhere in the U.S. Right? And so that's happening more and more and more. We started off with Legacy Ranch thinking a lot smaller. We were thinking locally. We were thinking, the two larger metro areas that are close to us were a couple hours south of Chicago. We were thinking maybe we'd sell into Chicago. And very quickly we started realizing that there is a customer base nationwide of people that are willing to buy from us if we can just be accessible to them. And so we now ship our beef, and we have shipped our beef literally anywhere from, we sold a whole beef down to Homestead, Florida, literally about as far south as you can get in Florida. We've shipped it all the way up to Maine. We've shipped to Texas. We've shipped to California. We've shipped to Oregon. We've shipped to Washington State. Anywhere in the U.S., we've shipped there. We've actually shipped snack sticks to Hawaii, and we've shipped snack sticks to Alaska. So by selling our product direct to the consumer, although it's not local necessarily, what we're trying to do is create that local feel by selling online and selling direct to consumer. So the way that folks come to us might be they might see a Facebook ad of me talking about our beef and what we do and what we raise and how we raise it. They might see an ad talking about how if you buy a quarter, half, or whole beef from us, you get a free freezer with that, right? So they might see a Facebook or an Instagram ad, and they might respond to that, and then go to our website and purchase a product, and we ship our beef to them. But immediately, as soon as they make that order, they're going to get a phone call from me, and I'm gonna get to know that person, ask a little bit about them, understand who they are, where they come from, kind of what their world looks like, and I'm going to kind of share what that is for us. And we got to build a relationship, an established relationship that we hope is lifelong and is something that we can continue to supply that customer with beef for the rest of their life. That we're their rancher. They come to us when they need more beef. They're going to come to us, and that's really what we're trying to do by going directly to the consumer and taking out all the middlemen. So excuse me, there's a whole other side of this, right? So almost all the beef in the U.S. is sold and is passed through about 4 different very, very large companies, packing companies, who buy beef all across the country, and then they take it, it's companies like Tyson Foods and JBS and National Beef that create boxed beef that then goes to restaurants and grocery stores, and then it's maybe branded a certain way, and then it's sold. But almost all the beef in the U.S. funnels through these 4 massive companies, and they have almost what you would consider a monopoly on the industry. So in general, in agriculture, especially in the beef industry, we are price takers instead of price makers, right? So in general, the way it works is I take my beef to the local sale barn. I drop my cattle off, and I'm going to get paid whatever the going rate is that day. Whatever somebody else is there willing to raise their hand and buy my beef for, that's what I'm going to get paid. It doesn't matter how I raised it. It doesn't matter what breed it is necessarily. It doesn't matter the amount of care and time and effort that I put into raising a quality product. Really, that none of that really matters because I'm not getting paid for the quality, right? So if you think about it, if you sell beef that way, let's say I raise it, and then I sell my calves at weaning, and then those calves do go to a backgrounder, and then they go to a feedlot, and then they get sold. They go through a cattle buyer. A cattle buyer buys them, and then he sells them to Tyson Foods. Tyson Foods processes them, turns it into frozen beef. The frozen beef then goes to a distributor. The distributor then delivers it and sells it to a grocery store. And then the grocery store ultimately sells it to you, the consumer. There's so many hands. There's so many people that are in the mix in that system that are trying to make their sliver of money, right? And ultimately, what we have found is that the money is made where the relationship is at, right? So if I have a relationship with you, um, and I work hard to establish that relationship and build that relationship with my customers, then I should deserve to take the largest portion of the sale, right? That would make sense. Um, and so and so what happens is, the large packing companies and then the restaurants and grocery stores are the ones that are making most of the money, right? Because the packing plants can set the price, and the grocery store has the relationship, and again, they can set the price to whatever they want to set it to, right? So for me as a small producer, we realized that that was not feasible for us to raise cattle on such a scale that we could just afford to just take whatever the going rate was for our beef. And so we decided to go directly to the consumer. So now at every phase where there would have normally been somebody else that needed to make some margin, to make some money, to pay their bills, we get to collect that margin, and we get to have all of the margin between the farm and the consumer. And that makes it very rewarding for us. It makes it to where we take great pride in what we do, and really want to make sure that we have a really good handle on the whole process and how it all works, all the way up until that box of beef lands in your freezer and you're taking it out, putting it on the grill. We want to know that you're going to have a phenomenal experience, because we know that every bit of that responsibility comes back on us. So if you're not happy for whatever reason with your beef, you're going to be calling us, and we want to take that responsibility, because we feel very strongly that the things that we do to raise the beef that we do are going to create happy customers and folks that return to us to buy their beef again and again and again. So um, that was a pretty long-winded explanation of why we feel like uh, buying direct is important and is good. Really encourage you, whether it's us, maybe you're not looking for beef, maybe you already have a beef producer, maybe you're looking for pork or chicken. I encourage you to just start calling around, do some Google searches, get on Facebook, start asking around. Does anybody know somebody local to me that raises these products that I can buy directly from? I can tell you from our experience, it truly does change our life every time we get an order from one of you. There's been many times where Abby and I have been just scraping by trying to pay the bills, and we're still there a lot of times. And so every time that we have somebody that trusts us enough to make a purchase and buy a product that we spent 2 years raising, it just means the absolute world to us, and it truly does change our life, and really the future of our family, and the legacy that we really desire to leave. So appreciate each and every one of you that watch these videos, that order from us on a regular basis. If you haven't ever ordered from us, I really encourage you to check out more information down below. We'll leave a couple links to our website. Like I said, you can go to our retail location if you're local here. You can go to our website and you can shop, and you can get a bundle box if you just want to try it. If you're ready to go all in and you want to buy a quarter, half, or whole beef share, you're going to get a free freezer with that. Maybe you want to try our snack sticks. Our snack sticks are an incredible product. Let me show you what we got on those. We love these things. We're just got some redesigned boxes. We got 4 different flavors of these. They're a 1-ounce snack stick, and phenomenal. You can subscribe to those and get a box every single month. So plenty of different ways to buy from us and support us, and to buy locally or buy directly from a rancher that you can really get to know and have a relationship with. So um, that is all I got. So there's a little bit more about what is Wagyu and why we believe in it so much. I feel like I just checked the box on several more videos that I was wanting to do over the next few weeks. So I might revisit some of those things again and talk through maybe a little more in detail about how we raise them, and how we feed them and things like that. But that gives you a little bit overview of some of the health benefits of Wagyu, and then also why we feel passionate about buying directly from the farmer. So have a great day, folks, and live on purpose.